I did the stream from last time instead of this time. Where'd Dylan go? The fuck?
Muted and dipped. Somebody called him probably.
All right. Let me see. Let's just make sure we're live.
My
All right.
bad.
We're live.
They start barking. Oh, we bark? We live?
Yep.
We're
shit.
live.
We barking?
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it?
All right. So, as we all know, Hayden Christensen got cast in the Obi-Wan series. So, Cooper's a new guest on the podcast. How do you feel about Hayden getting cast?
It's definitely exciting, and I'm really excited to see what goes further beyond that. And I'm sure Ewan McGregor feels type of ways about it as well. And honestly, I'm sure it's gonna bring a lot of hype around it, seeing as there is tons of hype around it. Almost, I mean, tons of news stories about it, really. And I'm just in for the ride, you know. Definitely here for the hype.
So, how do you feel about the prequel trilogy as a whole, like episodes 1, 2, and 3?
I think episode one, two, and three are honestly my favorites, and more than just because they were, hot when I was younger, but definitely I think rewatching them nowadays even better. I like them a lot and appreciate them in their own ways for sure.
No, I feel the same
Them
way. Like,
things, they was doo-doo water, bro. My bad. So it's,
okay. Anyway,
Okay.
anyway, I don't know. Like, they're obviously like flawed movies, but I feel like all Star Wars movies are flawed in some type of way. Dylan, can you like move up a little bit in your camera like you were before?
yeah,
Yeah,
my
there you
bad.
go. The bottom of you's kind of cut off, but anyway, they're all flawed movies. But I think pretty much every Star Wars movie is flawed except for like Empire Strikes Back. Uh, but yeah, like I don't know, like they're fun flawed movies and like they're the most Star Wars movie that any Star Wars movie has ever been. Like there's so much Star Wars in that movie. Like I don't even know how else to describe it. They're just full of Star Wars. Like so many lightsaber battles, and all the lightsaber battles are so flashy and stuff. Anyway, Dylan, what do you think about what Cooper just said?
And I already inputted what I said, but I think it's doo-doo water. I think that all three of them movies is equally doo-doo water. Number three is the least like bad, I guess you could say. But still, I mean, bro, even in number three, like what General Grievous in that movie, that dude was so bright. Like just as like a villain. Like he didn't. First of all, he didn't even look real because the CGI still wasn't like it wasn't good enough to where it was like Transformer level yet. And it was just I don't know. General Grievous, he was just the only thing that was scary about him was like his voice, and even that was like sort of lame. I really didn't. I didn't like the. I liked number three the most out of the whole trilogy. But no, I didn't
So
really.
so you don't like number 3 because of General Grievous?
I mean, he's one of the bad characters. He's supposed to be like the scary person in the very beginning. Like he's a important plot to the movie. At least like the middle of the movie until he dies or something. You know what I mean?
He's
But
not
it's
really
like he.
that important. Like he's kind of just like I don't know. He's definitely like a side story. Like it's
And as
not
an
like he's
important,
the main villain. He's not the main villain. He's not the hero. He's just a side character.
No, he definitely not like the main villain or nothing. But it's just he really didn't do nothing like for me at all. Like there was no part they could have taken him out the movie completely, and I wouldn't have missed anything. You know what I mean? I think that was just like a I don't know, like a marketing tactic or something like that. I don't even know because he wasn't even it didn't even make sense. There was nothing about
I
General
mean,
Grievous that made
I,
sense.
I feel about General Grievous is that when they split up Obi Wan and Anakin in the movie, and Obi Wan chases after General Grievous, and he's talking to the Emperor, he's saying he has a new student coming, and that it's coming together. I feel like that was an important part of what's happening, in the storyline of the movie or following along the plot. Even though you might not thought General Grievous was super important, I think he played a role in the movie, definitely.
Yeah. He I think he played his part perfectly. Like all he was there to do was to separate Obi-Wan and Anakin. That's it. And then they made him kind of cool at the same time. Like he can't use the Force or anything, but he was able to like fight with 4 different lightsabers at the same time. He was created to kill Jedi. Like that robot that he is was well, he's like a cyborg, but he was trained to kill Jedi. Even though he can't use the Force, all he did was get trained to kill Jedi. So he was like a very, very trained Jedi killer, almost on the level as Vader. Just he's not. he's not able to use the Force because he's a cyborg.
I think if they would have made him now, it would have been better. To be honest with you, it's just to me watching like that movie. I don't know, watching that movie now, as opposed to whenever it first came out. It's just, or even watching it back then, like it didn't even look real. Like he just that character just didn't even look like there was nothing real about him. You know
Uh,
what I mean?
I thought the CGI was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it was the worst. I feel like it's definitely appreciating a movie for the time that it came out in terms of like the looks of it. I mean, not everything can look so flashy if it was made. I don't know what, like 15 years now, something like that, or like
Yeah, I think it was like
over 10 years.
2005 or something like that.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
I
just.
don't know. Just if they would have used something else, it would have been better. Like I don't know, bro. It
I
just
feel
didn't even
like
look real.
judging a story based off. I think judging a story based or judging a movie based off anything except for story is like off limits, especially when they're 10 years old. Cause like think about the originals, like the fight scenes in the originals are so bad. If you would judge the originals off the fight scenes, then there's no argument to be had. The movies are bad, but they're really good movies because of the story. So if you, I'm not saying that the Revenge of the Sith story is like some immaculate story, but I'm saying in general, I don't think you should judge like a movie off anything but the story choices, and the execution of those choices. There can be bad CGI, and I think that bad CGI should be criticized for being bad CGI. But I don't think you should call a movie good or bad based off bad CGI or bad fight scenes, unless it's like god awful.
No, no, no. I get what you're saying. It's just to me, whenever you're watching it,
It takes you out the
whenever
movie.
it does. It takes you out the movie for like a second. Like you look at it and you're just like, oh, okay. Like then it allows you to be disengaged with it. It doesn't fully engage you like it should. But no, I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to like completely crap on or Revenge of the Sith just for that one part. I mean, I got plenty of reasons why that movie's bad.
Like, go ahead,
Okay.
dude. Please,
Um,
please, please let me know.
I mean, like the Clone Wars aspect of it too. Like I don't know, they could have made that more interesting. You know what I mean? They could have made that more interesting of a story. Because I know, like, they either mentioned it in number 4 or number 5. They mentioned the Clone Wars. So
Yeah.
then they had to go back and, like, they had to explain it in number 3. It didn't have to, I don't know, they could have, like, made it way more personal. Because, like, every single stormtrooper is a person. Like, you know, they're, like, a real, you know that, like, or it just seemed like it. Like, they had their own personalities, this and that. It's
Mm.
like in the clones, they didn't have to make it where the actual troopers were clones. They could have done something else or something. Like it didn't have to be. I don't know. They missed another they missed another angle that could have been way better on it, in my opinion.
The Clone War. I don't even like. What are you trying to like? What could have been better?
Like they could have made the Clone Wars sort of like having to deal with a whole another like alien race or something. You know what I mean? Like those like clones of like monsters or something going on. Like it didn't have to be like clones like the troopers or nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole like the Clone Wars. Ain't that like where is they fighting the clones and all that?
No, they're fighting with the clones.
Or they fighting with the clones? Oh, I didn't really mess with like the whole get up where every single where the troopers was clones.
Well,
Like they
like,
could have had it where something else was clones.
so the quote that you're talking about was from A New Hope, and it's when Leia says like, "Help me, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope," and she's like, her first thing that she says was like, "Years ago, you served my father. You served with my father in the Clone Wars." So she's saying like, Obi-Wan served with Anakin in the Clone Wars.
Yeah. I mean they have in the whole movie like during number 3 where it's like the whole city is looking like it doesn't look like it's going through a war. You know what I mean? I know I'm nitpicking, but it don't
Well,
seem like
yeah, it's
realistic, bro. You know what I
I don't
mean?
know. That's like kind of a I don't know. I guess if you only watch the movies, that's a complaint that you can have. But if you watch the shows, like the Clone Wars is about them going to different planets. And my dog's barking. Hold on.
Shout out to Justice Dog.
Shout out
Uh,
to
I don't know
yeah.
if y'all can hear it. Can y'all hear it?
shout out to the Clone Wars. Yeah, I can hear you, dog. Still.
Damn. All right, whatever. Anyway, Clone Wars is about them going to different planets and like keeping the peace on different planets, not on Coruscant, where the Jedi Temple's at. I'm muting my mic now.
Yeah, and I don't know. I like the Clone Wars a lot, honestly, and I feel like it could have been expanded on more, but I feel like those they definitely show a lot of scenes in the movies that let you know the struggles that were going on at that time, whether it be for good or bad. And I don't know, they definitely did a good job highlighting it at times, but every movie has its flaws, like Justin said. I'm not sure. I really did like the Clone Wars, but it's not my favorite. But it has its moments of shine.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't, I don't think that that movie is as bad as the new trilogy is. To be honest with you, but I mean, Justin shaking his head, man. Yeah, just can you like unmute your mic still?
It's
I don't want to
unmuted.
get onto another. Okay, okay. No, I mean, even in number two and number three, it's like Anakin's supposed to be the
Bro,
the
we're supposed to be talking about a
protagonist.
whole different thing, so like we gotta get off this,
Yeah,
but you can keep going.
sorry. In number two, Anakin's supposed to be like the protagonist. You know what I mean? In the whole movie. Number
Hmm.
two, at least. Yeah. In number three, he's more like the antagonist. But in number two, he's supposed to be the protagonist, and it's like that character's so unlikable, dude. Like, I mean, I get that he's trying to be Vader, like, yeah, all stiff and robotic and all this, but he's just weird, dude. Like,
Bro, think about this. You're a slave your whole life. That's what Anakin was. He was a slave until he was like 7 or 8 in the Phantom Menace. Whenever Qui-Gon came to save him, you're a slave your whole life. Then you get taken away to a Jedi temple where you train for like 10 more years. All you're doing is training with other Jedi. You don't have any social skills at that point because you've never been out in the world. Like you've never had to socialize with anyone. Like even from his first interaction with Padme, he doesn't know how to act. He's just like, "Are you an angel?" Like, what? What are you doing? Like
that, yeah,
it
that dude
signifies
definitely.
how much he doesn't know how to act. And that's the same thing with Attack of the Clones and the romantic scenes. He doesn't know how to act in those situations. No one's ever taught him. All he's taught by the Jedi is to not be attached, to not be involved romantically with anyone. He's not taught to have social skills. He's taught to have the opposite. He's taught to stay away from the social aspects of life and to only care about the Force and Jedi and training. That's why
Dude
he's
is
so
like out
robotic.
here. He's out here like saving stuff and always like completely just destroying people. You know what I mean? Like Anakin is Anakin, so it's like they could have made the dude a little bit cooler,
I
like
thought he
just
was cool.
naturally cool, like naturally cooler. He ain't gotta be
He's
like,
got he's got mental struggles to the movies, man. He got a lot on
I
his
mean,
plate.
he really going through it. Or get that boy some Prozac or something like that, man. Get him on some. Nah, but I mean, yeah, we ain't gotta talk about that for long. But you already, I don't have a problem with Hayden Christensen, the actor. Great dude. I think he's very talented. The character that they portrayed him as, and I think that the writing portrayed him as in
Well,
number
here's
two
what
and
you
number
should be
three.
excited about. It's a whole different writer and a whole different director. We get to see Hayden Christensen. We get to know. We finally get to realize. We finally get to know 100%. Was it Hayden Christensen acting bad or was it the writing? Now we can finally get to find out. So,
That man is out here talking about sand and how it's so rough and coarse, and then he like goes to a girl like, "But you're so soft." I'm gonna throw the whole thing away, man. Get that man like something, bro. Get him like a course and talking to somebody.
I mean, he's not the one choosing what lines to say.
We go see. We go see.
All right, so let's get into this Obi-Wan stuff. Um, so this for the Disney investor event, they showed like a trailer type thing. It's called a sizzle reel, but they didn't show it to like the live stream. Like anyone could watch the live stream, but only certain select investors could watch like the insider live stream where they would show the trailers to everyone. A lot of trailers got released to the public, but the Obi-Wan one didn't. So one of those investors has leaked the information that they saw in that trailer, and they said that the series will follow up with the crazy old hermit living out beyond the Dune Sea, picking up his story 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So we already knew that, but the interesting information starts right here. The director, Deborah Chow, said that there's still Jedi hunters out in the galaxy at this time. Do y'all know who the Sith Inquisitors are? or no?
No.
So you know how there's like a rule of two in the Sith? There's a Sith rule of two. Like Mace Windu tells Yoda, he's like, or Yoda tells Mace Windu, only two there are, no more, no less. There can only be
Yeah.
two Sith at any time. What the Inquisitors are is like a way around the rule of two. So Vader would find these very powerful Jedi and turn them to the dark side, make them Inquisitors, and they're just Jedi hunters. They just go kill Jedi. Those are going to be around during this. So Obi-Wan's probably going to be getting hunted by those. So that's going to be pretty cool.
That does sound cool.
Then, dude, I kind of want to save this part for last, but we're just gonna talk about it now. There was concept art depicting the Great Jedi Purge from Episode 3. So, concept art shows a Jedi, lightsaber blade ignited, defending a trio of younglings as the newly appointed Darth Vader marches on the Jedi Temple with a legion of clone troopers.
Dang, bro. That's gonna
So-
be cool.
That's something that
Does that
like
mean
all Star Wars fans have wanted to see since 2005.
that means that they're gonna be going more into like the Order 66, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna see Anakin actually killing Jedi. Like we haven't seen that.
Oh.
Imagine, dude, the look on a Jedi's face when you realize you have to fight Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
That could be a pretty like emotional scene, dude.
That's gonna be crazy. You guys see just a bunch of like Jedi's getting wrecked in
It's
entire
like
time
hopping in the
too.
ring with Mike Tyson, man.
Yeah,
Wow, dude.
but
Yeah, I don't know.
neither one of y'all have watched The Mandalorian, but it could show how Baby Yoda got out of the temple. I don't know if that's spoilers, but I'm gonna just tell y'all because I don't know if y'all ever gonna watch it, but Baby Yoda was trained in the Jedi temple. His name's Grogu, and so he was training. He was training at the same time that Anakin was a Padawan, so he was like around Anakin, but he aged differently. Like his species ages differently. So he could be one of those younglings that's being defended, and they could explain how he got out of the temple. That could be cool. But Cooper, you
That
got
would be
thoughts
pretty-
on them showing Anakin killing Jedi?
Honestly, I feel like it's gonna set up a lot of story that we didn't know was gonna happen, or to the general public that didn't know was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's exciting to see what's gonna happen when little bits and pieces of story are like threaded differently and shown like later down the years as Star Wars has done. And honestly, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I like watching the shows, and honestly, I have watched a good bit like here and there, The Mandalorian. Maybe not all the way through, but I do plan to watch it. So
No, you
It'll-
definitely should. That's like
I will 100% watch
Any-
The Mandalorian.
dude, there's so many people that have told me like they're not even Star Wars fans and they love The Mandalorian. Like it's just a good show. Which,
My own parents are watching The Mandalorian, man.
dude, it has problems. Like it has serious problems. Like I've done a bunch of videos on that. Like it has some serious problems, and I feel like a lot of people. So I can go into like some like kind of philosophical type things real quick. The reason why the original trilogy, think back to the original trilogy. Well, we weren't alive, but just like think about the original trilogy. Why people liked it so much? It's because, well, Dylan, why do you think people like the original trilogy so much? Like when it first came out.
I think that it was more about the characters than the whole like the relationships that the characters have with each other. Like it just seemed like these were regular people that
Well, I mean, that
They
is
were
probably
more-
part of it, but I feel like it's because it's brand new characters, it's a brand new universe, and it's a brand new story being told. It's all
That's true.
fresh. So then we get to the prequels, and it's not fresh anymore. Like, it is new characters, but it's no longer a new universe. And then we have the original trilogy is so high in everyone's mind, and they're looking at the prequels like it's going to be a huge step up in technology and storytelling, all that stuff. And it's just you will never get the feeling of watching Star Wars for the first time again. Like that'll just never happen, and people expect that. Okay, so that's why the prequels aren't as good, because it's not like the first time again. Then we get to the sequel trilogy. It's been 10 years since the prequels. Everyone thinks it's going to be like, what if we get the original storytelling, the original trilogy storytelling with today's technology? It could be the best Star Wars of all time. But what do we get? We get the same old characters from the originals, and the storytelling isn't that great. There's not a connected story between all three movies. It's not that great, and it's not fresh anymore. It's really stale at this point.
yeah. It
Then we
just
go-
seems like it's like repackaged at this point.
Yeah. And
It's
it's
just
not. I love it still. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just it's not going to ever feel like the first time you watch Star Wars again. Like, it's just not. Then we go to the Clone Wars, the first Star Wars TV show to ever come out, and it's animated too. So it's the first animation for Star Wars that ever came out. We have nothing to compare that to. We have no Star Wars TV show before that. We have no animated show or movie before that. Everyone loves the Clone Wars because there's nothing to compare it to. It's brand new. Mandalorian's the same thing. There's never been a live action TV show. Plus, there's all new characters. The reason everyone loves The Mandalorian so much is because it's fresh, it's new. We have nothing to compare it to. It's the only Star Wars live action TV show. And because of that, we let go all of the problems that are like within the show. There's so many problems in that show. I remember watching the first 2 episodes of it and I was like, this is trash. I've never not liked something Star Wars before, and it's won me over since, but people let all of these problems go because of it being fresh, it being new. And yeah, I
you
didn't have to
think
go
like
down.
no. I mean, you make a good point, and it just is like they have something to compare each of these to. Like whenever the prequels came out, you compare those to the original, but some things that the prequel might have that the original lacked, they're not even really being like fully appreciated. I guess you could say. It's
Yeah.
only like whenever it's the original, whenever you don't have nothing to compare it to, that you're just like, oh, this is sort of hot. You know what I mean? Like this is good. I mean, yeah. I mean, watching the to me, it's like watching the originals and watching the prequels. It's just completely two different like two different mindsets. I don't know. It's like you watching the original, and it's like the relationships that these people have just seem like these characters that you watch, and they're a little bit more likable. I don't want to say likable, but I guess you could even just be like relatable maybe. And in prequels, they have like a lot more like better effects, better fighting scenes, and all that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I don't just. I think that Lucas might have messed up a little bit on the having to fit in those parameters of the story he already created. Because
Yeah.
in the original, he could just go off wherever. You know what I mean? He do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, because no one
Yeah.
can complain that it's missing something or that they messed up this character or that character. Like we had an expectation for what Anakin was going to be, or I didn't because I wasn't
Yeah.
alive, but fans in general had an expectation for what Vader was going to be, and it wasn't that. So they're like, that's not the Darth Vader I imagined. I don't like these movies now. And that's it.
That's
And it's the
true.
same thing for Luke in the sequel trilogy. It's like, that's not the Luke I imagined, so I don't like these movies now.
Yeah. Dang, yeah, you're right. Because that's the
So
reason I don't like. We already know that. That's the reason I don't like the ones after.
that's why I really didn't like the Rise of Skywalker because I had like certain expectations going into it, and plus like I've been studying film for the past 2 years, like way more than I did before the Last Jedi. So it was a really bad movie for me to go into, for it to be my first movie since like really getting into like the like intricacies of film. It was a really bad movie for that because that was not a good movie. But we can move on. Let's keep going down this Obi-Wan stuff. Obi-Wan says that, or McGregor says that Obi-Wan's sole job is to protect the son of his fallen student. So he's protecting Luke during the whole show. And
You think we're gonna see Luke as like a little kid?
yeah, he's gonna be around 10 years old. So I would be surprised if we don't see him. I feel like in Rebels they had a shot of Luke. So you know how Luke's aunt is like she says Luke, Luke, like that thing
Mm-hmm.
when she like yells Luke's name. So they had like a shot in Rebels of just a little kid like running across the sand with the twin suns in the background. We couldn't see the kid's face or anything. We could just see him running across, and you hear his aunt like yelling his name like that. I feel like we will see something just like that. Like we won't see his face or anything because that'll be like, that's not my Luke, that type of shit. You gotta avoid that at all costs. Seriously, dude, like you can't please these people without just avoiding it. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
What if they cast Luke as like a non-binary? It's like, just to be politically correct.
All right.
That'd be funny.
So people were scared that it was going to be. I think I talked about this on like last time with me and you, Dylan. I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive, but I was saying that I was scared that it might be only on Tatooine and they wouldn't go off world. Wasn't I saying that or no?
Yeah, yeah, you mentioned
Well, it says that we're gonna see both land or sand and sea. So we're going off world because I don't think Tatooine has any water. So it says more concept art shows a stingray-like creature floating above slave workers toiling away in the barren, sandy landscape of Tatooine. We start on Tatooine and we go on a rollicking adventure. Oh, it says Ewan McGregor says that, so that's definitely real then. It
That's
says
definitely real.
McGregor teased over a glimpse at a watery planet where armed soldiers fire upon many armed sea creature. So at
Definitely
least
off
we're getting
world.
off world. Yeah.
you
Uh,
think that might be the what's the one where remember where it
Camino.
was him and yeah, Camino, where they had the clone, like where they was cloning everything. You think it might be Camino?
Yeah, it could be, and I think they're going to Camino in this next episode of The Mandalorian too. You need to watch that shit.
Holy shit! All right.
Yeah, definitely a lot of stuff to catch up on and catch little glimpses of for what's to come.
Cooper, if you want to watch The Mandalorian, I'll watch it with you. Plus I know what episodes to skip. People are gonna get mad at me for that, but there's about half of the episodes you can skip in the first season, and you won't miss anything. Big waste of money with that show. Anyway, Vader will naturally be a part of Kenobi's story, and there's a chance he might have a throne. We couldn't tell the story of Obi-Wan. This is a quote. We couldn't tell the story of Obi-Wan Kenobi without addressing Anakin or Vader. That's the director talking. And apparently, while she was saying that, there was an image on the screen of Vader sitting on a throne, communicating with Palpatine, like via hologram. So that probably means Ian McDermott is coming back as Palpatine. I can't imagine them having Vader in a show and not having Palpatine in it. So
Yeah, me neither. Definitely think that would be for the best. I guess we'll have to wait till the news confirms.
there's no way they don't have Palpatine. What'd you say, Dylan?
That dude's gonna be like super old. He's gonna be looking like so rough in them.
It doesn't matter. He looks
No, I
like
mean, I'm
horrible as
just saying.
Palpatine anyway. Like
Put him on a little makeup, he'll be alright.
his his face is all deformed, so it doesn't matter how old he is.
Always looks trash. He's just gonna look like. I don't know. He's gonna
What?
look
He's
a
gonna
little
look like
mouse.
the Emperor?
He's gonna look
Yeah,
like a
he's gonna
little
look like-
mouse. He's gonna have so many wrinkles at this point, bro. He's gonna be one giant wrinkle. I'm talking to you, bro.
One giant wrinkle. It's alright though.
I ain't got a
All-knowing,
problem
man.
with it.
Emperor, all powerful, man.
You think they gonna
Blatant.
put You think they gonna put what is it? Who's the Plagueis? You think they gonna put Plagueis in this one?
No.
No, Plagueis is
can't.
dead, huh?
Yeah, he's been dead.
He's been dead.
That'd be like way in the past, huh?
Yeah. There might be a different show with Plagueis in it though. Talked about that last
That'd be
time.
crazy.
Yeah. You need to look at
Plagueis is wild.
these new shows that are coming, dude. Got some crazy shit coming. But this one brings a tear to my eye. Hold on. Okay. McGregor's favorite part of the series. Obi-Wan and Vader will clash blades again. Chow confirmed that the audiences will definitely see Obi-Wan and Darth Vader get into it again, as we see the blue blade of a hooded Obi-Wan clash with the fiery red blade of Darth Vader. So they saw that in the trailer. They saw Obi-Wan's blade clash with Vader's blade. Dude.
About to get real serious.
Who's winning in that fight, bro?
Dude.
Yo!
You already know.
See the lights? See the lights?
You already know, man.
Thanks everybody for liking the video and subscribing to the channel and all. We're not done yet, but I appreciate everybody showing all the support.
Showing support. Represent.
What were we talking about? Who's winning the fight? It's Vader winning the fight. 100% Vader.
100%. Look at it's
I
2 versus
dis-
1 right now, man. That's crazy.
I disagree. I disagree, though.
Yo, Skull, what are you talking about? The synthesizer. What is a synthesizer? I don't know what that means. Let me know what that means. I don't know what that means. He said, I'm imagining Hayden with the synthesizer. I'm not sure what that means,
Like
honestly.
a voice?
Oh.
Talking
Like
about
a voice
like a-
synthesizer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is what he's talking about.
Yeah, I feel like.
Dude, yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. I was talking to somebody about that. They were saying, are they going to have James Earl Jones do the voice, because that would be kind of like a fu to Hayden if they were like, if they let him come back, like be cast as Vader again, but then they only let him be in the suit. They don't let his voice be in it. They don't let his face be shown. But dude, Hayden's way too excited about this. Yeah, that is what he means. Yeah, dude, I think Hayden could, I think Hayden could pull it off. Honestly,
Oh man,
I think it'll sound good as a synth. Dude,
it's gonna
I
be
think,
controversial.
dude, there's no way they bring James Earl Jones back. You heard him in Rogue One. He sounded like he was struggling, dude. And that movie was like 5 years ago at this point. He sounded like he was struggling to make himself sound young in that movie.
How much gas he got left in the tank, man?
What do y'all think in the chat? What do y'all think? Could Hayden pull off the Vader voice or no?
Personally, yeah, hilarious, bro. Brought Hayden back. He just had him as a body personally.
Man, come on, bro.
I think it'd be funny. I'm not saying that like, you like Hayden Christensen too much.
No, I just like Anakin, dude.
Yeah, no, Anakin's a cool
Other than
character. and
Star Wars, like Hayden's cool and all. Like I think he's a good actor, but
I
What'd
like
you say?
Annie. I said I like Annie. Annie was good in that stuff, bro. For
y'all friends,
you,
man?
yeah, bro. Me.
Put some respect in
me
his
and,
name. It's Anakin
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
yeah, this dude says Skull says he did good with his rage and like the rage in his voice in Revenge of the Sith. 100%.
that last scene was good.
He was like,
Remember
"I hate you."
that?
That was a good one.
Nah, I'm
That's a
playing,
good
but
line.
like,
That I hate you was good.
yeah,
I
dude.
seen people try to hate on that I hate you. I like that I hate you, but that was he was like he was melting at that point. Like, oh, yeah. But
I
whenever
feel like
he's
he's really good at showing. This is gonna sound dumb to say because he's gonna be in a suit the whole time, but I feel like what set him, like what made him really good to me was his ability to show emotion without saying anything.
I could see that. I could see that as a fair point.
And I mean that's just acting, but I feel like he's a good actor because he's able to show so much emotion without speaking. But he's gonna be in a suit with a mask on, so that doesn't really matter.
You think they're gonna have instances where it's like, well, I mean, they definitely if they do the flashbacks, the Order 66, you will be able to see him as like
Oh yeah,
Anakin, which
I
would be cool.
I feel like you don't cast Hayden Christensen, and you don't. There's no way they don't do the flashbacks. They got to do the flashbacks. There's no
That'd
dude.
be dope.
You can't hype us up like this and not give us flashbacks to the Clone Wars. Imagine seeing
That-
Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting in the Clone Wars because we never really got to see the Clone Wars in live action. Because like for the Clone Wars, they are like legit, bona fide soldiers. Like so for Revenge of the Sith, that was like the very end of the Clone Wars, and they were kind of getting out of it. But if we get to see them in the middle of the Clone Wars, like leading clones into battle and stuff like we did in the animated show, that would be amazing. Plus Ahsoka could be in it. Imagine that. Whatever. Going too far. But Ahsoka is Anakin's Padawan. If we see Clone Wars flashbacks, then I don't see why we can't see Ahsoka.
Setting the fan base up for a lot of angry letdowns or extremely happy cheers.
This guy said now Darth Vader is Thanos because Hayden was a farmer. Is a farmer. He might be going back to farming now, bro. He ain't getting casted in nothing. He might he might be a farmer still to this day. Poor guy.
I'm excited about about Hayden Christensen in this series, specifically just because I mean you already know there's gonna be buku Jedi fights or just a bunch of lightsaber duels in it. And
Nah, I
that's
don't
one
think
of
a
my favorite
bunch.
parts
I
about
don't think a bunch. I feel like it's gonna be
You don't think so?
one. Nah.
Cool,
How can we?
bro.
I don't know. I
'Cause you
think we
said they
see
have the
one
Jedi
max.
Hunters, huh?
Oh, that's true. I
Yes.
thought you meant with Hayden.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're probably not gonna see too much like between him and Vader, but I mean, just the series in general.
No,
Like,
Well-
and I mean,
we'll see a lot of lightsaber fights with Obi-Wan. I think so.
and then if they depending on how often they do those flashbacks, I mean, you might see Hayden do a lot. I'm not even saying flashbacks to Order 66. I'm just saying like Clone Wars flashbacks or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that's true. We could see a lot of lightsabers in it, and not to mention that they did get rid of the entire script. So this was announced like probably almost 2 years ago at this point that this was gonna happen, and they had a whole script written out. Originally, it was supposed to be a movie, and that was like 5 years ago at this point. They had an Obi-Wan movie, but it was never officially announced. And then about 2 years ago, they announced a show. Then they scrapped that entire script in typical Lucasfilm fashion, get us hyped up about something, and then just totally scrap the project. And now it's coming back with an actual director attached to it, a really good director, good writers, and all that stuff. Plus, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau pretty much taking over Lucasfilm. They know what they're doing. So it's actually going to happen now. And I think that the old script got leaked, and it was really boring. Like, I'm very glad that that script got scrapped. I feel like they wrote a lot more action into it because you gotta, man, this is going into a lot of more of the deep lore, but in the original, so the prequel era Jedi are a lot different than all the other era Jedi because they're a lot more flashy. Like they were trained to be a lot more flashy in their fighting styles, and I feel like they in the original script for this show they had a lot of boring, not too many flashy moments, but I feel like they're gonna write a lot more flashy moments for Obi-Wan to show because he was like a flashy Jedi in the originals. I mean, in the prequels, like his fight against Anakin, they had a lot of like flashy moments. Like they're very like they show off a lot in the prequel era. Like every time they're about to fight someone, they have like a very I don't know what the word is, like an epic robe drop before they're about to fight. They love showing off in the prequel era.
Yeah.
So I think they wrote in a lot more flashy fights for the show. Well, we can keep
I'm
going.
excited. I'm excited about it.
He said it would be cool if there was a bipolar thing going on with Vader to maybe give Hayden more screen time if they do cast James Earl Jones. Yeah, I feel like they might show. So in Rogue One, we even got to see some of Vader without the suit. I don't know if either of y'all remember Rogue One too much, but in Rogue One, we got to see some of Vader without the suit. We got to see the back of his head. We didn't get to see his face, obviously, but because he has like a, we even got to see it in Empire or Return of the Jedi, maybe one of those movies. He has like a tank that he can be in, and he doesn't need his mask. He doesn't need his respirator for it. And there's a bunch of different. He has like a bunch of different rooms. So he built a castle on Mustafar where him and Obi-Wan fought, and that's where he lives during this time period. So we're gonna see Mustafar again. We could possibly see another Obi-Wan Vader fight on Mustafar, but anyway, somebody just walked in your room, Cooper. But anyway, no, you're good. You're good. What was I saying? Oh yeah,
You're
yeah.
saying that.
So Vader has like a bunch of different rooms and stuff that he can be in and not have a mask on. So I feel like just like how we got the shot in Rogue One and in the original trilogy, I feel like we get that shot, but we see Hayden's face. Because the only reason we didn't see the face was because they have to hide it because it's not the same actor. But now that we have Hayden, I don't see a reason why they couldn't just spin him around and we can see his face. I think we get that 100%. And I think that we get him communicating with someone, whether that's the Emperor or whether that's Obi-Wan. Because we know Force Skype is possible now because of Rey and Kylo. They can talk to each other through the Force. Maybe we
Okay.
get that with Vader and Obi-Wan.
When are we gonna get Force Skype in the real world? Honestly, you're
Uh,
kind of getting me even more excited for this. Pretty good, and I don't see why reasons why any stuff we just talked about wouldn't happen. But yeah, I mean,
What do you think, Dylan? Think we see Hayden's face as Vader or only in flashbacks?
I mean, in the what is it? The Revenge of the Sith. Didn't you get to see Hayden's face as Darth Vader?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think that you see that.
I think you
you'll
see
be
it
able
one
to see it a
time.
couple
I think you'll
times.
see it one time, just to like.
Before like the suit though. Like he goes into the suit and never comes back. So we see him like as he's getting the suit on. Remember he like as he's putting the helmet on.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
See
true.
him where it's like it was. I think it's, you just see his eyes. And, yeah, I think
That's
you should
true, dude.
ask,
We
you
did
know?
see we saw his entire face in one of the shots, so I didn't even think about that.
They gotta show it at least once to pay homage.
I think so too. No, I
Yeah.
really think.
No, that's
Yeah,
just like an inside joke. My bad. But yeah, nah, that's a good point. I really didn't even think about that shot in Revenge of the Sith where they actually showed his face as Vader. It makes total sense. Like they have to show him now. No way they don't show him. I'll be extremely disappointed if they don't show him. And I'll be extremely disappointed if they don't let him voice him.
Yeah, that would like that would kind of suck.
Yeah, but going back to the fight. So there's a few different ways that they can fight each other, and I feel like I'm very scared because there is a way that they can fight each other without actually fighting each other.
How so?
Wait, he says Padme help me when he gets the helmet. What do you mean he says Padme help me when he gets the helmet? What does that mean? Anyone know what that means?
You talking about in the movie?
Yeah,
In the, Revenge of the Sith.
when he's like, all I remember him saying, unless that's like a Legends type thing that you're talking about, unless maybe that's in the novelization of the book or something. But I remember him getting the helmet and he's like, "Where's Padme? Is she okay? Is she all right?" And then he's like, "No," and Vader's like, "No," that dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh.
think
Do
it's-
that again. Do that again, bro.
No. That's like the dude. I can't watch that part in the movie, dude. I have to skip over it. It's like, Cooper, what the hell is going on with your camera, bro?
What's going on with it?
It's like cut in half. It's whatever. Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it's good. You're good. It fixed itself. Oh, so does he like mouth the words or something? Like he doesn't say it out loud. He says the helmet is lowering and it's very. I don't know what that word is, bro, but my vocabulary might be bad. It's VUAGE, vuage.
Wait,
Maybe
wait.
he's trying to say vague.
Bro.
Maybe
Oh.
he's trying to say vague and it's having a little bit
Yeah,
of like,
booyah.
Bro, I'm retarded.
Yeah.
It's very vague. Maybe it's
Very
vague.
booyah.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I did hear that somewhere in the novelization or something. But yeah, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, there's a way that they can fight without actually fighting, and I'm very scared that they're going to do that. And it's so in the comics, which are canon, which y'all know what canon means or no?
yeah,
like-
of course.
I'm not sure. No, that's all good, Skull. Don't worry about it. But so in the comics, Vader has a robot or like a bot of Obi-Wan. He has a bunch of them, and there's different levels to them. And he fights them like all the time, and he has this one that's like set to beat, like it's set to be like a god, and he still beats that one. And like he just pretty much just kills Obi-Wan for fun as sport over and over and over as robots. And they're like very very smart, like they can talk back to him and stuff. And I feel like they might do that to us. And he kills Obi-Wan, but then it turns out to be a robot. And that's their rematch of the century that they've hyped up. I'm very scared that that's going to be what it is.
It's so theoretical here. I'm kind of freaking out now.
That'd be one giant fart on the whole show, bro. Wouldn't want to watch that.
Very scared, but I don't know.
Watch a real duel. I want to watch them throw the lightsabers away and just start like fist fighting, bro. That'd be cool.
So, Dylan, you think Obi-Wan's going to win?
Yeah, bro. Of course, Obi-Wan's gonna win.
Based on what?
Because he won the last fight, bro. That's
Doesn't
why.
mean anything.
And he beat Anakin whenever Anakin was like way quicker and way faster and better, dude.
Physically,
Obi-Wan
yeah.
was a Jedi master.
So
Bro,
physically, there's
yeah,
no
Obi-Wan
one
is a Jedi master.
like physically and lightsaber dueling wise. There's no one better than Vader with no suit. But there's no one more powerful in the Force than Vader. Dude, we're seeing we're seeing Vader at the end of Rogue One. That's what we're seeing. That time period, around that time, a little bit younger than Vader at the end of Rogue One.
You don't
think-
think he's still trying to like get his suit all in order and like trying to like work out his like
It doesn't matter. It
his
does, dude.
bugs? He
Dude.
still needs a software update on his stuff, bro.
Dude,
For
Vader
real.
can't even adjust his suit. Only the Emperor can do that for him, and the Emperor holds him back on purpose.
bro. I don't know. I say that Obi-Wan still wins. Because Obi-Wan he got higher IQ, like just as like a Jedi, even
I don't know if he does
not
at
as
this
good of
point.
a fighter. Mm, bro, I don't know.
They
I
know
still
they
I
know better,
call.
bro. They don't let Obi-Wan win that fight. They know better.
I'm not saying he completely like beats Vader, like like slaps him around and stuff like that, but I do believe that he has the upper hand in the fight.
Nope, I can see the
Like,
climax right now. It's gonna be they're gonna fight for a long time. Oh, also they said that it's going to be better than the fight in Revenge of the Sith between Vader and Anakin. I mean Vader
No
and Obi-Wan.
way.
Yep. How?
I'm
How is that
impressed.
possible?
I'm impressed. Not even
How
gonna
is
lie.
that possible? Anyway, this is gonna happen. They're gonna be fighting. Vader's gonna like backflip onto a ledge. He's gonna be like, "I have the high ground," and then
And
that.
then set up
Come
another
on, bro. Come
set
No,
up
no,
on.
another
but
10
for
million
real,
memes.
for real. Vader has to say at some point he has the high ground. Like if he doesn't, that's a huge missed opportunity. But I said this on the last one to Dylan, but Obi-Wan's gonna cut Vader's mask open. They're gonna see each other. They're gonna see Hayden's face. Perfect opportunity for them to put Hayden in it. They're gonna look each other in the eye. He said there won't be a double flourish. It will suck. Is that whenever they were like flipping their lightsabers around at each other and not hitting anything for like 3 whole seconds? They were just flipping it around, looking cool. Is that what you're talking about? But what was I just saying?
He was talking about how he was gonna slice
Oh yeah,
Hayden's
they're gonna look
mask
each
They're
other
gonna
open.
in the
see each
eye.
other eye to
They're
eye.
gonna connect for the first time since that moment. Camera's out of focus again. They're gonna connect because they can see each other eye to eye. No, I wouldn't be surprised if they put that back in there. Honestly, the flourish thing. I think they might put that in there again. I thought that was pretty cool. People complain about that all the time, but I thought it was kind of cool, especially because of the explanation we got for it. But they're gonna connect. Anakin's gonna come back for a split second, so Vader will turn into Anakin for a second, and he's gonna let Obi-Wan go. That's the only way that this makes sense. So he's gonna break the helmet open. Do y'all know what the yellow Sith eyes mean?
No.
That's like
So
his like Super Saiyan mode, huh?
pretty much, it's like when Sith get enraged, when they feel rage, their eyes turn yellow. I think, dude, let me direct the Star Wars show. So he's gonna cut
But
the mask open. He's gonna cut the mask open. His eye is gonna be yellow, and he's gonna like snap out of his rage. They're gonna turn back to normal. And he's gonna be like, he's gonna say something, and he's gonna let him go. And then as Obi-Wan's running away, his rage his hate will come back, and his eyes will turn back to yellow. But then he'll realize it's too late, and then that might be the end of the show.
That'd be a pretty crazy ending that you already are you sure you're not the director or what?
Dude,
Are we
I might get offed by Disney, dude. I think I got some insider leaks, even more than this article. I gotta watch my back.
Never know who's looking.
they peeping through your window right now.
This guy said
They're
all the
writing-
Sith
they're
are
writing
witchers.
notes.
Y'all ever seen The Witcher? Or no?
I know I want to watch it though.
What's that?
It's a show on Netflix.
So
Pretty
yeah.
good. He
I
said
got
all
so many shows I gotta watch. Dude.
yeah.
I'll talk
Just
about
watch The Mandalorian though. All right, so they got two more things that we got to go over. One of them is McGregor's favorite part of the series is working with an old friend again. He says the most beautiful thing of it all is that it's brought me back together with Hayden. Yeah, I feel the same way. It'll be amazing to bring those characters back together again, very unexpectedly, is what he says about that. So yeah, 100%. I don't know what that. I mean, that's guaranteed that we have a scene with them together because it could be. Yeah, also The Witcher's a game and a book, but yeah, I was talking about the Netflix show, but yeah, the Witcher is also a game and a book. Damn it, I keep losing my place, dude. I keep losing what I'm talking about.
You said that
Oh yeah.
you said Obi-Wan is they're getting back together.
So yeah, that confirms that we see a scene with them together because there was rumors that we might not rumors, but speculation that we might not see a scene with them actually together we could just see them like communicating through the Force, or maybe we just get to see Vader's turmoil that he's going through, because they both have to be very emotionally distraught at this point because of what happened to them. So that we could have just seen that, but this confirms that we see them in scenes together. And the last one is that McGregor knows that the battle will be eagerly anticipated, and he's looking forward to performing it as such. Having another swing at each other might be quite satisfying for everybody. We hope that you enjoy it as much as we enjoy making it. I also
His
saw.
excitement gets good.
What'd you say?
Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No, honestly, his enthusiasm about it just makes me want to watch it even more.
Dude, Hayden's enthusiasm is even more. And that's what makes me think that he has to be voicing it, because he would not be this enthusiastic if he was stuck behind a mask and that's it. Because the guy that David Prowse guy that just recently died, he was like pissed that his voice wasn't the voice that they used in the originals. Yo, what's up, everybody? But what's up, Ivan and Ashtonio? What's poppin'? What was I saying? Oh yeah, David Prowse, the guy that just died. He was very mad when his voice didn't get used, even though his voice was like literally horrible. So I don't think Hayden's going to be this happy unless his voice is being used. He seems way more enthusiastic than Ewan McGregor is.
I mean, he's probably always had the dream of like wanting to play Vader. You know what I mean? I mean, he played Anakin. You know what I mean? Like he had to study Vader's whole demeanor, his whole character, and everything, and now he gets the chance to play him. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be excited. I'd be excited too.
He did get to play Vader for a little bit, about 5 minutes. But
5 minutes worth.
to me, he is Vader. Like when I think of Darth Vader, I think of Anakin. I mean Hayden, Anakin. You know. Wait, what about Mace Windu?
Mace Windu.
I'm talking to the
What the
chat. My
chat-
bad.
What the chat say about Mace Windu?
One of them said, "Disney Star Wars movies suck." Very, very good insight from you. Thank
like
you.
that.
That's good. I agree with that, bro. You need to get him on the show. We need to get some viewer comments.
Maybe y'all two could start a show together and just hate on Star Wars the whole time.
Yeah. Get Dylan there with him.
Mace Windu, is he alive?
That'd be cool.
Question marks.
Will he appear? I don't think, just because it's Samuel Jackson. They already have Ewan McGregor, and they have Hayden Christensen. And regardless of what you think of Hayden Christensen, he is a big time actor. That's gonna cost them a check. And Ewan McGregor is in a lot of stuff. He's a big time actor as well. If this was maybe a movie, a trilogy, then I could see maybe Mace Windu coming back. But I don't think so. I do think we could see him appear in a different show though. In The Mandalorian possibly. I don't know, maybe Bad Batch or something animated. But I do think he's alive, 100%. I think he's alive. I just don't think he'll appear. What do y'all think?
I think Samuel Jackson is a little bit maybe out of the question.
No, he showed interest in coming back. Like he's begging to come back.
But
honestly,
I think for the series, right?
Oh yeah.
Like just for the series, I don't think it would happen there. But
See,
essentially, yeah.
See, part of me wants to say like, all they need is Boba Fett. Honestly, I have heard rumors that Tamora Morrison's going to be in it. If you don't know, Tamora Morrison is who played all of the clones in the prequels, and now he's Boba Fett. He wasn't originally Boba Fett, but you know, whatever. He was also Jango Fett, all the clones, Boba Fett now. Pretty much confirmed. Yeah, he's Boba Fett in The Mandalorian. Pretty much confirmed that he's going to be, Tamora Morrison, the actor, is going to be in the show. But we don't know if he's going to be a clone. We don't know if he's going to be Boba. We don't know who he's going to be.
Yeah.
I would rather see a clone than Boba at this point. we already got Boba in the Mandalorian. I want to see a clone. I want to see a clone with Ahsoka, maybe.
That would be pretty good.
But yeah, that's about it. I think. Y'all got anything else you want to talk about?
See Natalie Portman
I mean-
again.
Dude, Padme
Alright.
might be in it. No lie, because Vader talks to Padme throughout his entire life.
I didn't know
Get
that.
some Natalie Portman vibes coming in.
You might, dude. We see her show up in a random Thor movie. Anything's possible.
Yeah. That's good.
No, yeah, dude. If he showed up as Rex, that would be awesome to me. I would love that. But yeah, what were you about to say, Cooper?
Honestly, nothing serious. I feel like the more news we get, the more and more we'll be excited. I hope that we don't get too high
Overhype
up
it.
on the hype train, and yeah, it ends up dropping the ball on us. So, gotta keep my enthusiasm to a minimum.
Yeah, if this follows the trends, then the show will be canceled in about like 3 months. So director will get fired for creative differences pretty soon.
Creative differences.
I think that's it for the article, and that's really all this stream was about. So do y'all think that they could possibly top the fight from Revenge of the Sith?
I think it. I mean, I don't know how much funding goes into it, but like potentially, yeah. I mean, it's 2020.
me
It's not
see.
2005 or 6, but we've seen shows, maybe not Star Wars shows, do some crazy shit before, and if Star Wars is saying the fight will be better, I think they know what they might be doing or getting into, and it could potentially be something you'd
Yeah.
see on YouTube recommended a lot.
So I just looked it up, and it looks like the budget is going to be $25 million per episode. So that's pretty good.
That's
8 episodes. That's a lot of math that I don't feel like doing. But
Yeah.
I think that's. Hold on.
200 million.
Is that 200 million? No, that's like a little bit less, huh?
It was 25 million per episode.
That's true. That is 200 million on the dot. So the Mandalorian's only 125 million per season, and they're also 8 episodes. So the budget's a lot higher. So the fight scenes are possible. It is.
Damn. They got a lot of room to work with.
It's possible. The thing is, dude, I've watched all the documentaries for all the movies, and the intense training that Ewan and Hayden had to go through to be prepared for that fight was unreal, dude. Like, they trained with like real swordsmen, and the sheer amount of training that they had to go through like every single day was insane. And also, they trained so hard for the Darth Maul Obi-Wan fight. They had to slow that fight down in post-production because it was so fast. Like, you could not see them properly. They had to slow it down in post. That's pretty crazy. The Obi-Wan and Anakin fight, though, is 1-to-1 speed. They didn't speed that
So
up at
that-
all at any point.
With 2020 the way it is, 2021, all the new stuff we have nowadays, like this could be a huge jump. It's a whole.
But Cooper, like, laid back, bro.
Yo,
Cooper,
I'm good. What's up?
you off the crumb?
The crumb might be hitting.
You want to see Darth Maul and Obi-Wan? Dude, all right, look, I know that this stream's been going on for a while, and we got to get going. But how long has it been?
About an hour and 5.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we've been here for a
Yeah.
while.
Damn, my bad, y'all. I didn't know we were
It's a
gonna
nice
last this long.
conversation.
It says 28 minutes for me still. But thanks everybody for liking the video, subscribing. We're not done quite yet. I'm gonna answer this question and then probably get out of here. So he says he wants to see Darth Maul. I'm gonna try my best to not go too long on this. But I personally feel like Darth Maul's a little bit played out. I think he's in everything now. He originally died, and then it seems like they found out that fans liked him, and then they were like, let's put him in everything. He's in Solo. He's in Rebels. He's in the Clone Wars. Dude, I feel like bringing Maul back another time is just too much. That's me personally. If you want to see Darth Maul, like, that's fine. Man, I don't know who disliked who cares, man? But I appreciate all the likes though, and what they don't know is dislikes help me out too, so it's all good. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Darth Maul one more time, just a little bit too much. But most people think the opposite. Most people would love to see Darth Maul again, especially in live action. If we can see him in live action, if we could see him actually fighting and stuff like that, I could see it working. But other than that, if it's just another cameo, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't know. Also, I don't know if that lines up. I think he might be dead because this show is coming out 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. I think he dies a little bit before that. I think Obi-Wan kills him a little bit before that, but I could be wrong. Y'all got any thoughts on that? If not, we're gonna end the show.
I like his dual lightsaber, but cameo would just kind of tip the fedora in the wrong way.
Thank you.
Shout out to everybody who liked the video.
Yeah,
Shout out
thanks.
to everybody that liked the video, subscribed, and people that disliked the video too. Helps me anyway.
Yeah,
Shout
exactly.
out to the people that disliked the video as well. Just kidding.
Yeah, bro, I seen that fan movie. I love that fan movie. That's probably like a top 3. It's called Apprentice. It's like y'all should watch it, Cooper and Dylan. It's really cool. It's about Darth Maul, but it's really cool. Like I would say that's probably a top 3 fan film on YouTube right now. I would say Star Wars Theories is probably number 1, and then probably the Kenobi one by Jamie Costa is number 2, and then that one's probably number 3 for me. But dude, it's been like way more than I thought this was, so we got to get out of here. I appreciate everybody for watching. Appreciate everybody for liking the video and
Yeah, be cool.
subscribing. We'll be back sometime this weekend, I'm pretty sure. So make sure you put notifications on to be notified when I go live.